Okay, somebody suggested a talk on personal health. It's my personal health issues and how I dealt with them. I've talked about some of my own health issues with my patients, and I'll give you, some idea of what I've gone through in the past and what I've done to deal with this. Years ago, when I was young, I had a couple of problems that I had to deal with. One was irritable bowel syndrome. I had issues with cramps, stomach cramps, gas pains, with constipation issues. And these, were basically a daily type thing, happened all the time, didn't matter what I ate. All I knew is that I was getting a lot of these cramps all the time. These days, I know this as irritable bowel syndrome. At that time, I was told I had stress. I was even given a medication to, calm down my nerves. That was kind of similar to Valium to take care of my stress issues and calm down my nerves, like I mentioned. These days, this would not be done. Normally, they do have medications for irritable bowel syndrome. My treatment for irritable bowel syndrome came from a book called Fiber, the Magic Nutrient. And it was just basically a treatment where I needed to increase the amount of fiber in my diet. I take in some sort of source of fiber every day, and my stomach troubles are much less now. When I started out, I was taking in the wheat bran, and these days you have bran cereals that are high in wheat bran, and they can be easy to use. And at that time, I remember I had to go to the health food store and buy wheat bran so that I could add it to my sugary cereals to increase the bran and increase the fiber. I also have increased my intake of apples, pears, and vegetables that are high in fiber. Another thing that I had problem with was back problems. There was a time in my life when I had a back pain every day. Again, from sitting in college all the time, I had weak back muscles, and so I had back spasms all the time. It was kind of another thing that I just had to deal with every day. What could I do? I just basically took care of it best I could, tolerated it the best I could. I found out eventually that when I exercised, I had less back problems. I happened to mention this to people in my family, and I found out that a cousin and an uncle also used to exercise for their back problems. So this appeared to be something that we each individually figured out on our own, that when we exercised, we had less back problems. So again, some people would say, oh, you're having back problems because you're having stress. Well, I took care of this stress problem by exercising. I also had a problem with asthma, and I was taking inhalers. Again, some people thought, oh, it's stress. You're having problems breathing because you're emotional. I took care of my emotional problems then by going to see an allergist. They found out that I was allergic to certain pets, certain insects, certain flowers, certain trees. I was immunized against that, and asthma problems disappeared. All those stress and emotional issues disappeared too, I guess. Later on in life, started having a problem with my cholesterol, my blood pressure, my blood sugar, and this was the metabolic syndrome that I've talked about elsewhere. And metabolic syndrome, basically for me, came on because I started developing a lot of weight problems. Once I reduced my weight, these problems basically disappeared. So again, I had to take care of my diet, get rid of the junk food, exercise on a regular basis to get rid of the excess fat in my body, and the metabolic syndrome basically disappeared. So, a lot of the problems that I've had in my life, I've been able to manage kind of accidentally. Like I said, the stomach troubles that I had, I started eating more fiber and the stomach troubles went away. I happened to get into a running program and I found out my back problems went away. I started a weight loss issue and my blood pressure, my cholesterol, my blood sugar problems went away. It's kind of coincidental to what I was doing otherwise in my life that I found out that a lot of the health problems also resolved because of problems with my diet and problem with activity level. So these days, these are some things that I focus on. Making sure my diet is healthy, making sure I get in some exercise every day, this helps to keep whatever problems I have a lot more manageable. I can't say at this point in my life that I don't have issues because I do have to take a medication for blood pressure. But by supplementing this with good diet and good exercise, I don't have to worry about heart disease so much. And that's what's important to me at this age. Okay, take care.